Good evening. This is David Lynn, and you're with me for another edition of Coffee Talk, number 517. It is Friday, Halloween, October the 31st, 2025. Been a long week. It is a cool day. Winter is coming, and we are here for another good live stream. Waiting for a few people to come into the stream. We are about a minute into the live stream, and we are right at 7 o'clock. Hello, Pat. Thanks for coming. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Pat is first in. Thank you, Pat. Three in the house. One like. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Yeah, awesome. No, not really. Old. Working on the Santa Claus look. You know I'm just not quite that fat. KP Heathen, my friend, how you doing, KP? Four in the house. Unkael Enrique Trevino, my friend. Thank you for coming. And we have my friend Dave, who goes by Yoda. Well, Dave, have you hit 100,000 yet? His channel is blowing up. He changed his content to a more Christian based. And I mean to tell you, he just basically zoomed past me. And he's at the point where he's over 30,000 subscribers. Here I am, a little over 2,000. I'm still a little over 2,000, 2,040 something. And I have not really been growing much. He's at 33K. Man. Before you know it, you will hit that big 100K. That will be impressive. Yes, praise God daily. Well, this is back in the pagan days, back in the day, way back in the day, the pagans over in Europe, they celebrated a holiday called Samhain. It marked the end of summer and the beginning of winter. Samhain. And then the Christians got involved and started celebrating All Hallows, which basically celebrates the people who have passed. Everything is going well, thank you very much. So, Halloween is an annual holiday celebrated on October the 31st, with origins in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain and the Christian observance of All Hallows Eve. Modern traditions include trick-or-treating, wearing costumes, carving jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, and attending parties, with roots in warning off spirits during Samhain and the Christian Vigil for the Dead. Day of the Dead will be tomorrow, November 1st. Big celebrations. Yep, the pagans. Lots of pagans. Excuse me, I'm tired. It's been a long day. 4 in the house and 5 likes. We are 7 minutes into the live stream. Please leave a like to support the channel. Please leave a comment so I know you're here. It will be greatly appreciated. Holly Ivans. Hello, Holly. Thank you for coming, young lady. How's Mike doing? Precisely because the following day was All Saints' Day, Luther chose today to nail the 95 Theses. Martin Luther, a good Lutheran. Yes, a good German. Well, what's not to like about fireworks? When I was a kid, I loved fireworks. And it is the Little Lone Prepper. How are you doing? Well, I don't celebrate Halloween from the standpoint, but it's the kid thing. Little kids like it. Dressing up, we had that at school this week. We had the kids, yesterday was costume day. We had the kids wearing costumes. And candy. Giving of candy. We had a pep rally today. Last football game of the season. And it was senior, recognized the seniors. They did their circle and all the little senior stuff, giving out candy. Yes, boo. I mean, I don't honor pagan traditions, but as far as the holidays, this is one that the kids enjoy. You've got Thanksgiving coming up, where we thank God for the colonies and the pilgrims. the original British settlers in North America. The Spaniards and the Portuguese had been here a hundred or so years earlier. Actually, the first permanent northern colony was Jamestown, Virginia, which was established in 1607. Plymouth, Massachusetts, Plymouth colony was 1620. The Pilgrims, that's 1620. I have it. One of my degrees is in history, so I love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I enjoy New Year's. I enjoy 4th of July. Anytime you can pull out the fireworks. The Chinese have their New Year fireworks. I like fireworks. I like fireworks displays. Doesn't have anything to do with my religious beliefs. You know, I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, Christian. Well, you know, the Norse, they had, they were in Iceland, they were in Greenland. Greenland is mainly ice, and Iceland is fairly green. Should reverse the names. And then they were up in, you know, the east coast of Canada. You know, they were up in that area. And probably 500 years before Columbus, when he came into the Caribbean and such. Uncle Al said he probably was not going to be here this evening. He's been having a busy. He's tired. He's not wearing too well. He's like me. He's getting old. And I'm going to go through some material that I had previously covered, but I covered it really fast, so I'm going to go through it again. I really have not had a chance to prep up anything new for this week, but I have what I did this past Sunday, and I did it in a breeze, so I'm going to go through some of it again. I'm always being told to do a unbox something, to do demonstrations of stuff. I haven't done an MRE review in a while. I need to really do an Mama 4 Boys. Hello, Rachel. I really need to do. I'm up to menu number 4 in that case that I opened up. Menu number 4 is spaghetti, which is sort of my favorite. I may wind up doing that this weekend. I may not, but I may wind up doing it. The last person to get a goodie box from me was Belinda. I haven't even watched her video of her unboxing of my goodie box. My wife decided to do spring cleaning. I'm still hurting. My back is still hurting. My wrist is still hurting from all the crap that we moved. She put a new, I had to move this monstrosity. We had to move this monstrosity here. Trying to get the new couch in, get the old couch out. She wound up breaking out the jigsaw, trying to cut the thing up, the old one, to get it out. We removed the door. This right behind me, we removed this door. And then she removed the, unscrewed the footings on the other couch to get it in the room. Then she had to rescrew the footings on it, and it's over there on that side. Did some spring cleaning. Got a lot of cleaning done. It was in the fall, but got a lot of cleaning done. Could not believe how much stuff was under everything. You know, when you start moving stuff around. Well, cleaning. Cleaning, did the floor, did the walls. Got rid of an old couch, put in a new couch. That's what we did. So, last weekend there was a big storm, and I had looked on the weather, and it showed the front. It showed this huge storm that came down through Texas, Louisiana, and Alabama. Just a huge front, and it had a lot of rain with it, high winds, had some tornadoes. Dropped off the temperature drop off to a certain extent, and that happened. And I mean, if I was to post the image that I had put up from the radar, showing the different bands and the different colors, and which is basically what was going on, it really looked like a big storm. And it was a big storm when it passed through. Painted the dining room and kitchen. That sounds good. Glow bracelets. Uncle Al's big into those. He likes those. All right. So, last weekend, they're still having problems with this No Kings. They say that this weekend they're going to do another No Kings thing. The extreme left in the big blue cities. This is where most of this is happening. At least where most of the disruption is in the big blue cities. They're trying to besiege anything that looks like a federal facility. So this last weekend, I think it was in San Francisco, these boneheads attacked a Coast Guard building. They thought it was an ICE facility, and they attacked a Coast Guard building in San Francisco. And it was Antifa, a bunch of middle-aged, mostly white boneheads. And it was a lot of them got arrested. And it's a military site, so a lot of them the military doesn't put up with that. So federal authorities are investigating them. There's charges pending, and there are going to be some people who are going to be spending some time in prison for that. Elderly No Kings protesters and mentally unstable from nursing homes will be prosecuted. Rioters will get 8 to 35 years stated by DOJ and AG for each count of terrorism. No mercy, not the First Amendment, that federal prison, grandma is going down. This is Uncle Al's words. And not to the nursing homes. It is a big issue. It is an issue, and it's a pretty good size issue. 6 in the House, 7 likes. Mentally unstable in the whole lot of... Yep. I agree. They are. They are. They all seem to have Trump derangement syndrome. Topic 4. Democrats from 27 states told their voters on SNAP food stamps and school meals are being held until they have their way. This communist mentality, control the useless idiots, bred in circuses, just like Rome. Bred in circuses. They would basically feed and entertain the masses. Remember, Congress controls the food programs, not the Trump administration. Don't believe the hype unless you're a slave. And that is the truth. That is the truth. Topic 5. Shortages causing inflation. Thanks to dimwit Biden and the auto pen with the green programs screwed up, America's food production is as bad as it's been since the Great Depression. Only factory farms owned by foreign investors, billionaires, and tech companies are making money. See soybeans. Meanwhile, small farmers, and the Chinese are going to be buying a bunch of soybeans from us. That was part of that agreement that Trump made. Small farmers and family farms have been punished by over-regulating taxes, fees, and government oversight, causing a massive shortages. This leads to inflation plus overprinting of money. Things to fight back against this. Grow a garden. It's not racist. Learn to process and store food, canning and such. Raise small animals for meat, ducks, pigeons, quail, rabbits, carp, etc. Foraging for wild edible foods, learn to do that. Hunting, fishing, bartering, stockpile funds, and food for a shutdown. Everybody should have in Rome, people were ignorant due to a lack of education. Well, they're still ignorant due to a lack of education because a lot of these people are not very educated. Now people have no excuse. They're just stupid. Well, that's true too, Enrique. They are stupid. I mean, most of these Antifa types, middle-aged, stupid white people. I mean, the ones that have been being arrested, they show pictures of them. Late 30s, early 40s, somewhere in their 50s. They look like they're not all there. They look constipated, angry. And they're not all there. They are not. That's true, Pat. That's true. That is true. So I will tell you all. You know, life is hard. It you know, life is also life is interesting. There's an old Chinese curse that goes, "May you live in interesting times." And trust me, we live in interesting times. And it can be a struggle. It can be a struggle. I spend majority of my time working, my education job. I get up in the morning, usually around 4:30. Went to Sam's and got hot dogs for supper. Put chili and cheese on them. And really tasty. You get a hot dog combo there, which is a drink, Diet Pepsi, and one of those huge sausage dogs for $1.50. I put some chili and some shredded cheese. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, topic 6. The shutdown may last until November the 27th. They're going to hit the SNAP. SNAP is going to, people who are expecting their SNAP payment, There are about 42 million people who get SNAP. That's the government food stamps and WIC and stuff for the kids, you know. 42 million people. They're not getting it tomorrow. They should be getting it on the first, and they're probably not getting it. They say they're trying to find the money to do it. They're trying to find the money to do it. The thing, and this is the other thing you have to understand. Yes, the Republicans have the majority. They have a slim majority in the House, and they have a 3-seat majority. They have 53 Senate seats in the Senate. And there's 1 or 2 Democrats that tend to vote with them when they're reasonable. Fetterman's one of them. He's the closest thing to a moderate Democrat that they have. And in order to pass the clean, what they call the CR, the clean resolution, which is basically just extends funding at the rate that it is now for a period of time. In order to pass that, you have to have a 60 vote majority in the Senate, and they need 5 more Democrats. They've had 2 Democrats voting with the 53 Republicans for a 55-45 vote. They need 5 more Democrats to cross the line and vote the Republicans in order to open, to get the funding going again and be able to supposedly reopen government. And they're fighting, and they're not going to do it. They want, they're asking for some stuff that's unreasonable. And they're not going to do it. And they're not going to give up. So in the meantime, people are suffering. And they're trying to find money to pay for stuff. All right, let's see. So you saw somebody said they're going to start eating white people? Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd taste that good. But I'm not going down without a fight. I'm not going down without a fight. But, crazy times, cannibalism. And they will steal. They steal for no reason other than the fact that they want to loot. They loot and they steal. Back in the day, you'd shoot looters. They got to be careful where they do this at, because there are places where they still shoot looters. But then those places, they probably don't have much looting, which is the truth. It is the truth. Yeah, I understand. Take care of the elderly. The other thing I would tell you is, if you do not own protective weapons, you need to buy some. I would tell everybody to get yourself a 38 special, or it's actually a 357 Magnum, but call it a 38 special, whatever. I would tell you to get a 38 special with a 3-inch barrel, 4-inch barrel, 3-inch barrel. I don't like snub noses. Or a 22 Magnum, less expensive ammunition. Trust me, you get an 8-shot revolver, 22 Magnum. You make a believer out of them. That, and get a good 20 gauge shotgun, pump shotgun. You can get a 20 gauge pump shotgun for a couple $100. Triple up buckshot, or number 4 shot, whatever you want, whatever you prefer. Number 4 doesn't kick as much as buckshot. So make sure you got a good brace. Put it up against your shoulder. You need to practice with it. You have a weapon. You need to practice with it on a regular basis. That's something that's very important. You need to be able to do that. Oh, Lord. Sorry, I had to remove a troll. Ah! So, the shutdown may last until November the 27th. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? To help with the insurrection or coup of the Trump administration, they'd like to get foreign aid, troops, and help from certain foreign communist or socialist countries. You know, like those people in Chicago, out in California, up in Oregon, the state of Washington. Some of these extreme left-wingers, they want foreign aid to help them fight the government. The CCP, Iran, North Korea, Venezuela, Russia. So Uncle Al talks about how much money you need. Hello, Peter. How are you doing? Thanks for coming. And I appreciate likes. So the next 5 topics deal with tricks, hacks, and dirty tactics dealing with money and housing. You need $275K in funding, accessible, not assets or investments, for retirement in 2026. Stop thinking like a sheeple. This is a dirty trick, not gold and silver, not your house, not property. Do not confuse with pensions and investments. Must have instant access. Well, you know, it's like saying, well, do I have assets worth such and such and such and such and such that's instantly accessible? Most of us are hosed. Well, oh man. Get a gym member. Now, this is something good to have. Like, you have people that live in their vehicle or a van or a truck, or, you know, they've got a truck with a camper and they've got a mattress in back or whatever, and they don't have a physical address. They're, you know, like they're mobile. Having a gym membership when homeless. This hack allows you access to hot showers, toilets, hot tub and sauna, a locker for gym clothes and shoes, room enough for a suit or casual wear. A year membership allows you access to all gyms 24/7 nationwide. This was learned the hard way. And I do know people who basically have gym memberships for purposes of being able to clean up and shower and use the restroom and such, and they do that, you know, in the morning, and then they go about their business during the day, because at night they sweat like anything, not having air conditioning and depending on where you're at. Van life is a harsh reality. Mr. Whistle, how are you doing, young man? Good to have you in the house. Good to have you in the house, Mr. Whistle. So van life is a harsh reality. Not easy for stupid people. Gas and maintenance is a factor. Don't believe the crap on social media. It's a lie. Winter is a winter in a van sucks. Having a hard time reading my stuff. Every year in northern climates with snow and ice, they find old people dead in the van from exposure. Move to a desert climate for winter. Like the idea of the winter Texans or the snowbirds. They go down to Florida, they go to Texas, they move south for winter for a more reasonable climate, and then summertime they move further north. They drive around, they travel around. They go to state parks and federal open land and such. They dry camp, that kind of stuff. Move to desert climate for winter, or shelter parking garage. All right. Topic 10, hacks for secondary housing units. For safe houses, hideouts, bug out locations. Most people are idiots at housing. Urban renewal made most people retarded. Well, I don't know about that. I think it's probably some of the stuff that they eat and some of the stuff that they do that might affect them that way. A house is not a home. It is shelter. A cabin in the woods, simple and stupid. A lot of vacation homes are abandoned. Over $100K a year. Reason too isolated or the owner died. Cheaper than a regular house. Mobile homes, single and double wide units are cheaper than common homes. The thing about a mobile home is that they fall apart after 15 years. They're not built at the same standard. The materials that they use, they're not going to last. They're not going to hold up. The heavier use, the doors, the plumbing fixtures, the pipes, the electrical, it's not the same standard, for a regular house. And it's not going to last as long. You're going to start having problems. And I'm not criticizing. I'm just telling from personal experience. I'm telling you about what I have observed having relatives that have mobile homes, trailers, and such. They don't hold up. I mean, I bought a camper trailer, and I hope it'll last me 10 years. The more you use it, like if you live in it full time, it's going to get, you're going to start having problems with it. It's just the way things are. So trailer parks have benefits better than most neighborhoods. Again, most are in escrow due to the fact that the owner died. Then Uncle Al says, I use these units to house homeless families for the church. Some are full stocked or need serious repairs. Fifth wheel trailers in F-250s. See the movie The Accountant on Amazon Prime. Like snails, you carry your home with you. Most vacation trailer parks and regular trailer parks are run by mom and pop outfits, a perfect bug out and hideout. Shipping containers housing part of a small house movement. Shipping containers, they convert them, put doors, windows. You can put, insulation in them, plumbing. Easy to build and maintain. Needs public hookup or off-grid access. Concrete pads for the base. Can be installed within 3 days, fully assembled. Elon Musk, I think, down in Boca Chica, is living in a manufactured housing that basically they moved in and assembled, and it's got a bathroom and it's got a bedroom area, closet area, kitchen, dining room area, small living room. Like maybe around 1,000 square feet, maybe 1,800 square foot, but nice, very nice, inexpensive. Storefront. Since Hurricane Helene damaged a lot of small businesses, most have been abandoned, ready for human occupation with a little bit of repairs. Storefronts have been used classically as false front operations for mail drops in the front, living quarters in the back. Food, forest, permaculture. Hello, Hallie. How are you doing? Good to have you in the house. Topic 11. Now, Uncle Al gets into dumpster diving. Dumpster diving for goods and food. Remember, Uncle Al had a hard life in his 20s after the military. 3 years living on the road, 2 years living in a van down by the river with a stripper. Uncle Al's been talking about that for years. I don't know how much of that's hype and how much of that's truth, but that was one of his claims, that he lived in a van with a stripper. People are stupid and have anxiety disorders. They throw away a lot of stuff instead of donating it to someone. Besides recyclables, I find a lot of materials for projects. You will be amazed what I can find. Trash cans and dumpsters are prime targets for food, some not eaten and in good shape. Total food waste, 80% is edible. That's quoting Uncle Al. Half of pizzas, green salads, no dressing or toppings. Canned food, lots of Taco Bell, sodas and beer cans unopened. Burgers and sandwiches. You have to understand the fine art of dumpster dining. Fast food joints, donut shops, bakeries, coffee shops, sandwich shops are great places for food. Check trash cans and dumpsters. Grocery stores are great for produce. They throw away a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, they throw away stuff. He said, I ate squash and pumpkins for a couple of weeks. Lots of root vegetables. Stay away from raw chicken, fish, and seafood. Meat is 50-50. Beef and pork is fine, but following the rules. Time and exposure. No food if the air temperature is over 80 degrees. Less time exposure to elements. It's safe to eat. Bread, cakes, cookies, pastry are safe bets. Raw veggies are a safe bet. Once cooked, expired cans of food can be eaten. Most stupid people throw out good food in cans. Past their date. Fresh food, yes. Canned food, no. Now, as far as canned foods are concerned, like if it's bloating, if the can is bulging, if it's like got some severe dents in it, I don't think I'd risk it. The other thing is that, yeah, it's got a best by date. And it goes past the, if it's been stored properly, it's not like in 110-degree temperature, out in direct sunlight, chances are it's going to last a lot longer than the best by date. And I've opened stuff up that was like 5 years past due and ate it and no problems. '85, yes, '85. Diane Keaton passed away. I think she was about 75 years old, had pneumonia, passed away from pneumonia. They just had her funeral. She died a couple weeks ago. I've seen some clips on YouTube showing her in her coffin. Topic 12. Homeless hacks of the storage unit. For a new setup, the hideout, safe house, and bug out. Your supplies are ready. Card table for cards, chairs, twin bed with mattress, cooking gear, 6 months of food and water, emergency supplies, self-defense materials, laptop and cameras, clothing and shoes. This replaces all items that were lost. Topic 13, homeless jobs, laptop work, work at home. Data entry is easy. Take a laptop to the mall, food court. Walk around the mall, window shop. Sit at a table. Spend 2 hours at online work, meeting and data processing. A lot of times you get places you get free access to internet. Fixing AI problems, handyman work, coffee shop work, pet walker, and waste removal, house sitter. This beats recyclables collecting, car window cleaner, and panhandling or busking. Street entertainers, like singing, playing musical instruments, and dancing. Worst mime, puppeteers, and fortune tellers. Stay away from the fortune tellers. Yes, God bless your mother, Barbara. Topic 14, homeless transport, bicycle, secondary transportation. You are doing the van life, a bicycle, public bus service, have a bike carrier, walking, good exercise, walking. You just want to limit how much walking you do. So long life, 88. Remember, store your gear in a bus station locker, gym locker, or self-storage unit. Don't be a bag lady or a cart pusher. This is from Uncle Al. Topic 15. Food stamps crisis is caused by stupidity. I did warn people to save money for a shutdown in February 25. Now we have the October 25 surprise. Do not vote Democrat. You're not a slave, peon, or comrade. You're not a number. Yeah. Think about that. Think about that. Stockpile, that's right. If you can afford it, freeze dried. Stuff lasts 30 years. Topic 16. Federal government can arrest and prosecute local police, judges, mayors, governors, and other elected officials. Example, Maryland, the slave state in 1860. Currently, the DOJ, FBI, and AG list and warrants are for both parties. New York City, Portland, and Chicago are primed for federal takeover. See 1942 military tribunals on local affairs. Note, for the slow people in the live stream, this is Uncle Al talking, of course, you better have proper ID. See current news about American citizens being held by federal authorities. And he says state IDs, SSI, not a legal document, birth certificates before 1962, visas, get a lawyer. You can be held for 72 hours or a week in holding, no contact. Topic 17, terror attacks continue in California. Old people using box or panel as weapons. Bombs at local police, Bay Area or greater LA and San Diego. So for 19 elderly nursing home patients, ages ranging from 60 to 81, driving to local police box or panel trucks. He says we're getting ready for the new dark age. Western civilization falls again. Good news, it's Europe. From England to east of the Ural Mountains in Russia. A major war in Europe, followed by the Black Plague. Part 2, AI collapse, tech and power shortages, food shortages, water shortages, lots of Gen Z and Alpha bought the farm. Dying, mental illness, and no means to survive. Just staring into the smartphone. Yep, the smartphone. Topic 19. We are already in a civil war. Certain parts of states are polarized, either left or right. Truth of the matter, we are in a second civil war, the insurrection part by state parties. Denying federal laws for states' rights didn't work in the first Civil War. The use of force and intimidation against the public safety. See Little Rock, Arkansas. Eisenhower sent in the National Guard and Army, again with Puerto Rico. Political assassination of important leaders and public leaders. Look at Charlie Kirk. People hated him so bad for his Christian content. Topic 20. Hurricane Melissa rampages through the Gulf of Americas. Boosted from Category 4 to Category 5. Hit Jamaica. Serious stuff. It was really bad. So I went through those topics. I'll try to have some fresh stuff for tomorrow. And this evening, I had Pat come in, KP Heathen, Enrique Trevino, Dave, who goes by Yoda, Holly Ivins, Little Lone Prepper, Mom of 4 boys, Rachel, the Rav1, which is Peter, Mr. Whistle, and Howie, the food forest permaculture guy. The average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Well, I appreciate it, Pat. I appreciate you coming in on a regular basis. I do my live streams on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And then when I'm on holidays, I'll do them during the week. If I'm on a holiday, like when I get off for Thanksgiving, I'll do some during the Thanksgiving week, coming up in a couple of weeks. And I am an educator. I am a retired school administrator, 32 years in education, 23 as an administrator. I came out of retirement. I'm back as a teacher, and I do special education, and I also do credit recovery, what you'd call intervention. I do all sorts of stuff where I work. I do lunch detention for kids who are late. You know, they get assigned lunch detention to Mr. Lynn, and I give them a hard time. They have to listen to me talk. I enjoy my job, and I enjoy teaching. Education is a ministry. I consider it a ministry. I appreciate the opportunity to spend time with you. I support those who support me. However, lately I have not been supporting very much because I've been working. I get up in the morning around 4:30. I'm at my office by 6:30 usually. I don't get out until about 4:30. About 30-minute trip home. It's like 5 o'clock when I get home if I don't stop for food. And I'm usually in bed around 7:30. 7:30 or 8, I'm asleep. You know, tired. Yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing. Yeah, well, that and I've got underneath that, I've got underneath it, I've got drawers. I've got pullouts, but I've got drawers, and for files and such, I got 3 for files of stuff. It's like a file cabinet. Yeah, you call it a hutch. It's heavy as all get out. I was real big on when back in the day when I was bellowing out, and I was a school administrator. Instead of putting kids in what they call in-school suspension, I would assign them a week of lunch detention at my office, and they'd have to sit there, and I'd mess with them. They'd have to listen to me talk to them. Football players, cheerleaders, they'd be embarrassed at hitting them with in their social time, hitting them on their lunch, their social time, taking that 30 minutes away from them. Oh, trust me, that was pain, and I could bring the pain. Got to the point where I did not like paddling kids. I used to have to do it quite a bit, but sort of got out of that. And I think it's really good for younger kids. Spare the rod, damn the child, you know, some scriptures. I think that's something that's hurt not being able to. Because, you know, the other thing is, you know, the parents who will let you spank their kids are not the kids you need to spank. It's the ones that won't let you spank their kids are the kids that really need to be spanked. Those are the ones that really need to be spanked. And but anyway, so it is October the 31st, which is Halloween. Tomorrow is the 1st of November, which is All Saints Day. Day of the Dead. The Mexicans celebrate Day of the Dead. The dead come back to visit the living. And Doddles, yeah. I understand. It's just the kids have to learn. It, you know, a person's brain is not developed until they're 25 years old. They're still developing. Kids' brains still developing until they're 25. Now, their bodies might stop growing. Like girls usually physically stop growing at about the age of 14, as far as their height is concerned and their bones and everything. Those usually are fully developed by about the age of 14. Whereas boys, it's usually 18 to 20. They continue growing until they're 18 to 20 years old. But everybody's brains don't develop until they're about 25. They're still developing. Anyway, I really enjoyed this live stream. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all being here. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I take my medication and drink my coffee, say the Lord's Prayer, try to get right, get cleaned up, and then get right in my head. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I try to lead by example. Remember, the Scout motto is be prepared. Be prepared. It's the prepper motto and it's the Scout motto, be prepared. We just got past last month in September was National Preparedness Month, and we are still in hurricane season till the end of November. We got one more month of hurricane season, and winter is coming. So if you have suggestions for topics and such, please feel free to do that. My email is in the bottom of in the description of all of my videos, not my shorts, not my posts, not my live streams, but I put my email address in all of my description of my videos. If you would like to participate in one of my drawings for subscriber giveaway, I'll be doing a subscriber giveaway when I hit 2,100 subscribers, which is I'm close to halfway there in the next 100. And when I get there, basically what I will do is I will take the people who have left me a like and a supportive comment on my last 5 videos that I will have released. So wherever I'm at, whatever video I'm on, when I hit 2,100, I will write down every name of a person that left me a comment in that video at that point. And then I will backtrack 4 more videos and check off. Did they leave me a nice comment? Did they not? If they did it on all 5, when I draw, their name will be in the hat. Whoever qualifies, their name will be in the hat. We'll do a drawing. Whoever wins will win whoever I draw will win a real nice package. And I send good goodie boxes. Just look at some of the other ones if you want to see what I put in them. Sometimes there's a little variance in what I put in, but you know, what I send to people and what I put in my boxes tends to be nice stuff. It's usually about $100 worth of stuff between that and the postage. Just put out about $100 to do it. Anyway, so I will plan on being back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. I appreciate you guys being here. I really enjoyed this one. Thank you for coming. And everybody, please have a blessed day. Be safe. It's Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. Thank you, and bye-bye.